Hey everybody, welcome back to Hypermine Vanilla. This is Lapis Lauri, and we're here in front of my newest build. This is going to be a spire for LL Property Management. And I'm kind of going with the steampunk thing. I've got a water wheel going on here that's going to be kind of mechanical, and it kind of just set the tone for that. I was recently reminded of a build group that I was part of at one time, and some of their work is just astounding, and I was inspired by some of their steampunk builds. And so what I'm going to do is kind of follow along with that idea and do a little bit of a steampunk theme with this. We've gone ahead and done the water wheel. I did that on a live stream. If you caught that, you'll be able to see that. Hopefully I'll do a highlight of that and show it to you. But I need to dress this area up, and Snow Crash came and helps me with this on a live stream, which is a slime buck elevator. It's like a push and a go and a push and a go. You kind of just walk forward. And this is the main layer of it, and it started out looking kind of steampunky anyway because it's like sitting on a flat gear. And what I thought I would do today is underneath part of it. Now this is going to go up and maybe go out a little bit and then taper back into a sharp steeple. And it's just kind of an idea. It's a design, something that I had going on. And what I want to do today is work on the stairway a little bit, and then underneath I'll put the gears for this kind of inverted looking thing right here. So I'm going to go ahead and build up this, make a mesh here of this, and so that is there, and I will do another one underneath here so that it is kind of consistent on this side. I wonder if I can do the same thing, or if it's going to be bothersome to do the whole thing on there like that. I don't know. That's a little far out. It's really kind of underneath here for that one. I don't know, it may just be better served to be there. Although it would be kind of cool to cage it in the whole way. It'll definitely limit our travel path, so no, we're not going to do that. Not going to do that. Although I might leave something there with a light. That might be cool. And I'm thinking about redstone lamps, some glowstone with some wooden features on it would be kind of neat, just to fill that in. And we've just kind of got the sporadic floor going on here. I haven't had a chance to really work on it much. I just stopped and wanted to go ahead and catch you guys up with what was going on. But I think what we'll do underneath today is work on the gear that's going to go on the bottom half of this, so it looks like it's sitting on a horizontal cog. I think would be kind of cool. I think that would be a neat feature. It's got a metal edge on one side, which is that iron railing, and then I'm going to use a dark wood underneath it to make it kind of pop, I think, with this nice orange. I think is going to be a highlight for this. Now, I compromised on the height of this slightly. When Snow was on, he was like, it looks like it's all smooshed. So, what do you call it? Stumpy. He called it a stumpy build. Well, maybe it's stumpy, maybe it's not. But, I compromised on the height a little bit and brought it back down from what he had suggested for sure. And so what I'm going to do is finish off this little floor. And I think we're just going to have the stairway keep going up as part of the mechanical feel of steampunk. It's going to have that kind of weird convoluted stairway. I think it's going to be kind of cool. Definitely, I don't know if I could just get that in the right place. That would be the bomb, yo. There we go. Oh, again. Alright. Positional blocks in me. You guys know it's a favorite of mine. So I'm going to get this filled in here, and then I will come back to you guys when I'm done with that. Alright, we have got the floor done in here, the secondary floor, and the stairway I've got finished. And I added these dark wood fence posts to kind of just give it a really high contrast and kind of architectural madness trim. They really went overboard, kind of Victorian steampunk kind of feeling. And so I'm just going to incorporate details like that just are super high contrast and really make it look as if it's super detailed as far as the build of it. Now, the other thing I noticed on a lot of steampunk thing is it's kind of a dark looking thing, and this orange is very bright and it's a high contrast to the dark, so I'm going to go ahead and add these dark oak logs as the structural support beams. No, I don't even mind that. That would be kind of cool, actually. What if I put buttons on there? That would be neat. I like it. Maybe we'll do that. Make those ones kind of sideways instead. That might be interesting. Who's to say? It might look pretty cool. And don't think I like it all the way down, like that. I'll have to be more careful when I place it. But I don't mind the sideways ones like that. That could be kind of cool. Let's just hop up here and have a look. I kind of think that's neat, as a matter of fact. Let's just put a really bright colored button on there and see. Yep, that's a winner. And so this is, you know, a lot of it is just let's try something and see how it goes. I like that a lot. In fact, I'm going to do it on the other ones. We are one below even and one above the window. We'll see how it goes. Lost my jump boost. So these three would be logs this direction. And we'd have glorious buttons. Let's do 6 because that'll be enough for this side. There we go. And then maybe I would do a stairway at the top of that instead of a full-sized block. That'd be kind of cool, and that'll give us some definition in between the layers. And do the same there. Yay! The only thing that would make that cooler would be maybe regular oak stairways, which I don't happen to have on me. Or some sort of rusty metal. If we could have like copper, that's kind of why I chose this orange, because it would be coppery looking. Like fresh copper is very much an orange patina to it. I do a lot of copper work in my spare time for jewelry and things like that. And so that's just what it looks like when we call it fresh copper. It just looks really super bright and shiny like that. Just like so. And then we came up a couple more. Get rid of that. And then we put a stairway here and here. And our little buttons. 1, 2, 3. Come on down. And we'll try to sleep the night away because it always seems to rain. Super, super fun. All that rain. This may not be our permanent bed placement, but it's good enough for now. Good morning! So let's look how that goes. That's not too bad. I kind of like that weird thing there. And that'll open us up to the buttressing that I want to do. Which will cantilever it out some for the next layer, which is going to be actually a little bit bigger. So I am all for it. 1, 2, 3. I'll have to make more buttons. As we go. I did make a whole load of buttons somewhere. I can't remember where I put them, but they were nearby. Oh, did I start up too high? I did. Needs to be one this way. And then my button. Oh, give me back my button. Give me back all that stuff. Cough it up thing. Bring it right up here. Put a stairway in like this. Ta-da! Just like that. And we'll go get a bird's eye gander of what that's like. And then we're going to start on the second layer, and then we'll go down and work on the gear that goes underneath so you guys can kind of see that. Oh, I like where that's going already. I do very much like it. I'm going to do this one over here. At first I was just going to make it orange, and the initial concept was stone and orange, and it was going to be more of a industrial looking spire, but I saw that steampunk and I was like, dude, that orange and that steampunk is going to be all the rage together. It'll be just fine. Sadly, I am out of those logs. We're going to have to go chop some more dark oak trees, so we'll do that. Be right back. Alright, we have got that dark wood trim up there, and that looks really, really good. Now, another thing I started doing was putting this fence actually here on the corners, like this, and I'm going to use it to incorporate some lamps on the outside corners. I think would be kind of cool underneath here. Just working it way up here, and where I had started this, that's where we're going to branch out for the areas for the lights to hang out. So this will actually come here. I have one here and here, one on either side. And we'll just work it all the rest of the way up, just like that. And as soon as I get some glowstone, we'll stick that right on there. I might have some stashed away somewhere, I think left over from the map build. So let's see if we can find that and put it up here. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I had used these stairways at the top of this. let's have a look at that. Where that is coming out there, that's actually where the cantilever is going to be. And we're going to go ahead and try and incorporate a little bit of that now before I forget what my idea was in my brain. Let's pop this out. Yes, just like this. And where this is where that's actually going to be. So we're going to put a block there. Can I... I'm going to have to get sideways on it. And stick it here. 1, 2. I think 2 will be enough to bring it out. Because we're only going to bring it out. Well, no, let's go 3. We're going to make it look like it's coming out. Let's make it do something, alright? Let's bring it out 3, and then the wall will actually come out 2. So for this orange, it's actually going to be here now. The wall will actually end up being here, so that's kind of cool. I like it. And I think what we'll do is we'll bring that log in so we know where that is. We'll come over here and do the exact same thing. Better eat a little steak on the way. Let's do this. We can pop that out there like that, and we'll put our scaffolding here so that we can come on down the road. So 1, 2, 3, just like that. And while we're here, we're going to stick a button on it because it's going to be a real pain to get back. Just like that, blink, and we're going to chop these down below. And then our nice orange that we're using will actually go here, across here, like this, all the way around. We're going to make it too big. Just like that. We're going to turn and bring it. Is that one gap in between? It is. And then we're going to end up doing the exact same thing for this. So we're going to chop this out and put that here. And I feel like I started out with one thing and it kind of morphed into another, this design. And that's okay. That's just kind of how my build style is I'll start with one thing and be like, oh look, something shiny. And then we'll change dramatically our direction of what we're doing. It just kind of works out that way. I'll stick a button on the end. I really, really like this orange coloring that's gone with this. What can I dump? I might want to get rid of that. And let's put our... It's too late. It's come back to haunt me. The sapling is here to stay. Alright. We'll go with it. Same scenario here. So we're going to repeat this whole process all the way around and just kind of go that way. Hop. And then I'm going to think underneath here, I think what we'll end up doing, let's see how this looks. If we just do this as an outer edge with the, whoops, stairway, I think it'll look like it's cantilevered out a little bit, and then maybe we can do a half slab underneath. I don't know, we may want to just leave it. And I feel like that is not out far enough, like it needs to go one more. Did I go? I did, I went one farther. Alright, well we'll have to work on that detail. This has got to go. I'm going to stick another log there, but I don't want it to go sideways. Whew, okay. Now for a button. Yeek. Okay. Death-defying button placement. Ta-da. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Boom. Upside down stairways. Orange. Shift click all the way around. So we're going to repeat this pattern and have it coming all the way around the edge of the building. And I will see you guys on the other side. Hey, alright, we have gotten all of that done. The trim work is done, the fences is done. I think I just have one more fence to do on this side to replace the stone pillar that was initially here. But I really like the way this has turned out with the different contrasting colors and the wood, and it just looks really, really nice. That is, I still have to do that one little thing up there. Let's go fix that real quick. Let's go fix that really quick. We'll just go do it right about here, if I'm not mistaken. Jump boost for the win. Just pop that out and just replace the stairway because it was upside down. But you can kind of see how this is rolling this way, and what I'll end up doing here is probably putting in a row of half slabs around the edge, Or I will make some elevated spaces in here for the flooring, which I think would be kind of cool. This will just go on down here. The only thing we have left to do is to work on the underneath side with these cogs that we had, and I've been thinking about the color. And if you look over here, I have the cogs themselves in wood, so I think that's what we'll do on this one, is we'll have iron on one side, which is this railing, and then I will have oak stairs for the other. So let's put all of our dark oak in here like this, and pick up the regular oak and make stairways with it. And that's going to wrap up our episode once we get that done. Just show a little bit of the detail work that we're going to be doing today on this build that we started on live stream, but it's really kind of morphed into something that I'm enjoying. So that's part of the reason I wanted to share it with you on YouTube, to just kind of go with the process and see how it goes. So we've got some scaffolding here. It might be best to reach this from this direction. This is part of the reason I need to do an in and out area with this. I think there's a bad guy down here someplace. There's a stairway that was dug here, and I don't hear him. And I don't know where he is. He's like stuck somewhere weird. He might be down in this water trough or in the water puddle here, but I don't really see him. So what we're going to end up doing here is pillaring up all the way up underneath him. And we're going to make the cogs go exactly the same direction all the way around. That's my plan anyway. Just about like this. So we're going to set them in upside down. And they're just going to go whatever direction. Like this is, let's say at the corner they're going to switch. Just like this. Like so. I'm going to end up having to get some more scaffolding, I'm afraid. But it's a start. This is what we'll work on. We'll try to get around the corner this way. And go from here. And there's our friend Snow Crash coming in to visit. And we're just going to go around, not like that. Shh. That silliness right there. All just silliness. So let's see if we can get these gears in like that. No, I don't want that to go that way. See, this is the problem with stairs and myself. Sometimes they don't cooperate. Like that. Yeah. And so when this one comes in, it'll just make it a little bit thicker. To make it super cool. And pop it in like that all the way around the edge, so that from a distance, it really kind of looks like it's a two-sided gear. That's the idea for it all. Alright, we have this entire thing covered in this nice oak stairway. And here's what I'm thinking, is that there's a couple ways we can do this. There's a way you can do gears that look like the single gear, or you can double them up so that they look a little more substantial. And I'll do the best I can with this, but it won't be perfect. So I'll do one side in this double gear looking stuff that makes the little teeth look bigger. And then I'll try to do the rest of them. Let's see, would fill that in like that so that it falls in the same. So that they look a little bit just toothier, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So this is going to go here. No, other way. Faces away from it so there's a gap each direction. So each gear looks a little more prominent. That's the thought anyway. And then there's a way to even make that even more enhanced. And let's see if I can do that. So I'll do a couple different design options for you so that you can look at it and say, that's the one it should be, or no, that's not the way it should be. Let's do this one with the super big gears that I had in mind, which is something more like this. Put a wooden thing, oh, and then you fall down and nearly die. That's part of it, yes, that's exactly how I planned it to be. Absolutely. We'll just fix that right up, it'll be fine. And I may like this idea better, just because it gives it a little more of a bigger cog looking feel. So it's obviously something, it's not just a brown trim. Just hop right back up here. Extend our scaffolding a little bit. Okay, so we have the bigger ones there, and what we'll end up doing is this. Is bringing that in like that, right? And then in like that. So each one looks a little bit bigger. You guys will have to tell me if you like the way that looks or if you just don't care. Shake it like you just don't care. Oh, don't fall, don't fall. This is where we want to go. The other option is to leave it like that with the 1, so that's obviously like a tooth. And then, how would we do that? Like, bring this one... More like this? Is it upside down? I don't want it that way. I want it that way. And then like that. So it looks like a jagged pointed tooth. I may like that better, I think. So there's an idea. You guys tell me what you think about that. In the descriptions, in the comments, I would really like to hear it. I'd like to have some user interaction to tell me, hey, you know, I think that's a great building idea, or no, I don't. So we got 3 different ways to do it. We got the big teeth, we have the doubled up, or the single. And I'm leaning towards the big teeth, but you guys tell me what you think you would like to see, and I will try to make it happen. That's my goal. So again, we'll do it like this. So it's still every other one, if I can get the position correct. So there's that idea. We'll go get a better look from it from down below, so you kind of get an overall feel rather than up close when I'm working on it. Oh, and falling down, of course. And it's not that hard to do. It just take a few minutes, just like what it did here, to just fix it up and make it look good, whatever it needs to be. Whether we leave it or change it, it's fine with me either way. You guys just need to let me know. I'd be happy to have your comments and your thoughts on it. So let's go over here and have a look-see. Yeah, I'm leaning towards the big teeth. If you guys don't like it, you let me know. But the single one looks just like it's too regular. It just looks like a wooden trim with some extra detail. And then we have the back-to-back stairs, which look a little clunkier. But those wooden ones like that definitely look like gear teeth, I think. I really like that idea. So we're going to go that route. I think, if you guys approve, that's what I would like to do. So for today's episode, I would like to say thank you for joining me. And definitely, if you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. It helps me out a lot. And I do want your thoughts on the trim. Definitely let me know, guys. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you later. Craft. Bye.